Hello, everyone. My name is Charles Moser. I'm the managing partner for the Dental Science Alliance, and I am here again with another one of our rock star coaches, Dr. Emily Letran. She is the CEO and founder of Exceptional Leverage Coaching, and we are so excited to have Emily as one of our expert coaches in the Dental Science Alliance. We've got a few questions here that we want to get to that I know that people want to hear the answers to. I'm the doctor. How do I know when it's time to let an employee go?
I thought we're supposed to keep them forever. No? Okay. You know,
There is that mentality out there. There are a few people that think
right.
like that. And yeah, they will go down with the ship too.
Yes, yes. I believe that you should trust your gut feeling. And I'm going to go back to the values part, right? If they don't have the same value as you, they would look at things differently. They may do things differently. And then every single time they do it not the way you want it, then you correct them, right? And then somebody else correct them. And you try to get them to do it the same way that you do. Or whatever the reason is that hopefully you explain to them. So I think if you don't have the same values, you probably will not last for a long time. I'm sure you know the saying, when you get your business to one level, could be a certain set of staff, and then you go to the next level, it might be a whole different group of people. And so, as the owner, as a doctor, I think you should be open to that. Maybe I outgrew this person. I need somebody else. The other thing is, you should not come to work stressed if you can help it. You should not come to work stressed wondering, how is Susan going to be today? Right? Or how would Mark be on time? Like these are things that it should not. I know it happens in all the small businesses, but if this is the same person that you worry about or you have to pay attention to, that's probably not the right person. Given the fact that you have already, like we said before, set the expectation, you already train them, you already try to keep them accountable. Most of us say when you first have that feeling to let them go, you should let them go. My thing is just pause for a moment and just ask yourself, did I tell this person my expectation? Did I give enough training for this person? And then did I give feedback, the accountability? Did I tell this person, like in California law, right? You need to give them three warnings. Did I give them the warnings where they have the chance to rectify? And what I learned years ago is you cannot make a C player an A player. Even if you keep, giving them feedback, they're just not going to be an A player. So if you want to keep the C player, you have to keep your perspective too. This person can only do five things, and don't expect them to do more than that, because when you do, that's when you get tired. That's when you're stressed. And then you want to let them go because they only know five things and you want them to do seven things. So some of that is going to be a reflection on your style of leadership.
That is just absolute gold. That don't try to make a C player an A player. I mean, to tell you, that is so good. If you're trying to take someone from 50% to 70%, you can do that. But to try to take somebody from 50% to 90%, you're really spinning your wheels. Work on the person that's 85% and take them to
Right.
92, and you'll be better off. We feel like we're letting people down if we let them go, when really what we're doing is saying, we've outgrown each other and it's time for you to move to a new level, just like it is me.
Right.
So I think we look at it as being punitive rather than sometimes, yeah, sure, parting is such sweet sorrow, maybe, but man, to give your team an opportunity to go do something next level that you can't give them is a gift, is a real gift. And I think that we need to recognize that as much as sometimes when it's time to let the square peg go that just isn't fitting into the round hole because we're not doing them any good either.
Yeah, and
And
I just want to add to that real quick is it also affects the rest of the team.
uh,
So that is such a big part when people leave, not because of you, but because of a team member. Thing is, well, if that was the case, how come you didn't come tell me, right?
yeah,
My one of my favorite topic is to encourage people to be courageous. Just speak up your mind. If you go tell your boss, you need to fire Susie or I'm going to quit, then the boss would have to boss up and, make a decision. But if you just quietly leave and you are actually the contributing member, I think it's a loss for both sides. So just
yeah.
speak up your mind.
I won't lie. I think I have had someone tell me that they regretted letting somebody go throughout my history. But I can also tell you without lying that 98% of the people said, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yes, and I think the second one that is more true than
Yeah.
the first. And again, the other part is, listen to your team, listen to them objectively. I tell them, you're going to come and complain to me, and you give me facts. If you say, but Susie is always late, show me her time card. She's late 3 times. Then it's just easier than me thinking, okay, she doesn't like Susie because they're not good friends. With facts, it's just so much easier to make a decision. And then when you're talking to the person, you're talking about the action. The action of you punching in late 3 times is nothing against you. And yeah, we
Yeah.
may tell them and engage their emotion. But when you're talking about the team, I think a lot of us are very guilty, and me included, is we let that emotion goes in. And I tell you real quick how I fired the first employee ever. It took me 6 months because I wanted to fire her, and it was around Halloween. So I go, no, she has little kids. Halloween's a bad time. Then it was Thanksgiving. And I said, no, I can't do this. And then it was Christmas. And then it was New Year. So I'm dragging this thing on for months. And just because I was worrying about her. But if I was staying with the facts, I would have made that decision much easier and much sooner.